All right.
What's up? What's up, Facebook? Not only Facebook, what's up, Instagram? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Troy McKnight coming at you from Dallas, Texas with the Troy McKnight Show. I got my man LT Money on here today. And this is your first time actually tuning into one of my lives. Hey, I actually like to come over here Monday through Friday, try to inspire people to go after their dreams and goals with whatever thing they have. But today I'm doing something a little different. My friend LT reached out to me about a month and a half ago, and he was telling me, he said, man, Troy, you need to share your story. But not only that, you need to have somebody ask you questions about your journey and your story. And guess what? You know the way I do it. We don't script nothing. LT is the man. I said, LT, why not you? So today I got LT coming on. He's actually going to ask me some questions. He put me in the hot seat. He's going to ask me some questions about my journey, my story, and stuff like that. So LT, take it away, brother.
Hey, what's up, everybody? LT Money coming to you from Southern California. And you know what? Right now, I feel like, I guess I feel like Barbara Walters interviewing Barack Obama. Hey, check it out. Troy is always interviewing people on here. And I thought I'd get the opportunity. It's a privilege, actually, to interview him and talk to him about his life, his background, his family. It's a unique situation because Troy is one of the most passionate people I've ever known. I had the opportunity to meet him and Lisa in Texas about a year and a half ago. And I tell you what, the energy was just dynamic. The enthusiasm is real. They're real people, really out there hustling, getting it done, following their dreams and goals, which most people don't do. So we're going to just roll right with it. There's Troy McKnight shining bright, T-Mac himself. Hey, Troy, let's start out with just sharing your story with people. Why are you so passionate? Where did you start? How did it all come together for you? Share your story.
Well, some people heard my story, but for you who out there haven't heard my story, I grew up, I was dyslexic, so I struggled in school, right? So all doing school and growing up, I was always good with my hands. So, I grew up, I went to school to be a mechanic, but I didn't be a mechanic, automotive tech, tech, work on cars or whatever, kind of got stumbled. I ain't used to this yet, LT. But anyway, through my journey, man, I actually became an electrician. While I was in school to actually to learn how to work on cars, I met Lisa. So me and Lisa met at a young age. I met Lisa when she was almost 17. You know what I'm saying? So I was in actually school to actually be to learn how to work on cars and stuff like that. But through that journey, I had got a side job in the summer, and I started working with a gentleman, and I became an electrician, man. And my goal was to actually own my own company, my electric company. Get a truck, get some guys to work for me. But through that journey, I actually ended up falling into this home business space.
So you say you fell into the home business space. You had to have something drove you. Napoleon Hill talks about desire. He talks about Edwin C. Barnes getting off that train and had a vision. What was your vision? Something drove you, that desire, that fire that drove you. What do you feel like magnetized that? I mean, something drove you to the next level of your dream. It just didn't happen. Things just don't happen. Something drove Troy. Whether it was your wife or you had a dream for a bigger house or more income. Who was it that introduced you to the home business space?
So it was so crazy. So what I used to do, LT, I used to get up in the morning, I go to work, I had a job, work from 7 to like 3:30, get off in the evening and go do side jobs. So I had a guy that was a salesperson at a company we used to get electric supplies. And I went in there one day and he told me, he said, hey man, this guy named George T came in and his wife opened up a boutique and he needed an electrician. And I told him about you. And I actually ended up doing that job for George. And while I was doing that George actually introduced me to this profession. He, I was working for him. He got to telling me about a business, told me I can make a lot of money, told me there's a lot of professional athletes doing it. And the crazy thing about it, LT, he invited me to a meeting the following Wednesday, right? I didn't even show up. I didn't. Because, you got to remember, my goal was to actually own my own company in the construction field of being an electrician, right?
Right.
So when he was telling me that, so I went home and, George was kind of, he was consistent, man. I mean, he called me back the next day. He was like, hey, Troy, what happened, man? I was really looking for you last night. He said, man, there's going to be another one in a couple of days. Please come, right? So I went and I told Lisa about it. And Lisa looked at me and she said, babe, it ain't going to hurt to take a look at it because guess what? They make more money than we do. So at that time, he was playing professional football, making millions of dollars a year, right? So she was saying that. So if it got his attention, why we won't go look at it? And I went and looked at it, and I fell in love with it.
So Lisa was a big role player in that. In other words, your queen was a big role. Say, hey, take a look at that. There's more money involved. There's going to benefit her as well. So along that road, you became an entrepreneur. What is your experience so far as far as being an entrepreneur? What does it take for someone like you to stay in the business? One thing that really inspired me was that I was seeing that you were online every day, just with the enthusiasm, because I know being an entrepreneur, it's not easy. But man, you hop on there like with that Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality, you get on there. I don't care what's taking place. What does that take for a person to, what does it take for an average person or a person coming from where you came from to be an entrepreneur? Where does that attitude come from?
I mean, that attitude come from like at a certain point in your life. In the beginning, when you first get involved in this profession, it, LT, it is all about the money. It's about the lifestyle, right? We kind of discussed it a little bit, not long ago. But after being in it so long, it's a shift. Something happened when you get in your 50s. When you agree, LT? I mean, it becomes where it's
I'm
not
35.
Yeah. It's about that. It's about that legacy. It's about that impact. It's about how many people's lives can you touch. So when people see me now today, they see me jump on these Facebook lives, they see like 19 years of working on itself, 19 years of personal development, really starting to understand the game that, man, you know what? How many people can I really make an impact in their life? Because if I make an impact in enough other people's lives, all my dreams and goals will come true, right? And when it's done with and it's over and I'm about to go home to be with God, people could say, man, you know what? I met that guy, Troy McKnight. He changed my life. And that could be from a business standpoint, or that could be from getting on one of these Facebook lives and getting motivated to go after their dreams and goals with everything they got. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense. Entrepreneurs face a lot of adversity coming through. What do you say to people that face that adversity and quit? How did you overcome your adversity? I mean, how are you overcoming adversity? Because I know being an entrepreneur, it's a daily, weekly thing. How do you face that adversity? What is your attitude as far as challenges in your life?
It's kind of crazy, LT, because that first company we was involved in, we was doing very well, and that thing just went out of business. My check went from pretty decent to zero, right? Mm-hmm. And then I got in a second company, and that's when I realized that I really had to learn this profession, right? Because I struggled for a couple of years in that company before me and Lisa got it up off the ground. But what people don't know about me, when they look at this and they see Troy today, I'm completely different than I was 2 years ago. I'm different than I was probably yesterday, right? Because when we first got in this game, I was the shy one. I was the one in the background. I was the one that would generate leads, go put out flyers, and do whatever I could to get people in front of Lisa and George, right? But over time, I became the person that would get kind of like start doing the presentations, doing the lives. The adversity part of it is that, if you're going after something great, it's going to be adversities, it's going to be challenges. It's just all the way you look at it. Because the way I look at adversities is in challenges, it's growth. I mean, that's the honest way to grow. So if you're going through something, whoever looking at this, or, you're trying to take your business to the next level, or you consider in the profession, you always got to remember, the bigger the adversity is, the greater the reward is on the other side of it.
I agree with that. I mean, let me ask you, Troy, not many people can carry an attitude or a mindset like you and just, adversity comes up and keep going. Not many people at all. I know that for a fact. How do you feel about mentorship? Have you ever had a mentor, or do you have a mentor right now?
Man, I mean, mentorship is the key. I mean, one of my first mentors, and the crazy thing about it is it was George, because you got to think what it takes to get to the NFL, the different type of mindset that it takes. One thing he told me, he said the best athletes are not even on the field. It's, most of the best athletes never even make it to the NFL. And, it's less than a 1% chance of getting there, right? So you're talking about somebody that, came into my life, and I don't think it's no coincidences. I think people come into your life because God have it planned that way, right? And when he came in my life, you're talking about somebody that had a goal to be a electrician and run his own business, right? But still, didn't have that much confidence, low self-esteem and stuff because of, his childhood growing up with like a learning disability. And I remember, being with George and his wife, Swayla, both had a big impact. And, sometimes I would walk around and I get around these people that was very successful, had a whole bunch of more money, college degrees and stuff like that, right? And I would always have my head down because you could tell that I didn't have the belief in myself, right? And he used to always tell me, man, lift your head up. Lift your head up. You know what I'm saying? And even to the point, LT, I make you laugh. I remember we was doing a meeting in Dallas, and I had one of my friends, Howard, coming in from Pennsylvania. And me and George was marketing this meeting like crazy. And like I said, in the beginning, what you got to understand, whoever listened to this, Lisa did the presenting and George did the presenting. I was the guy who kind of flipped the projector back then. Okay. But anyway, Lisa actually had got strep throat, and she couldn't do it. And we had a pretty good showing of people showing up. George told me he wasn't gonna do it because he said I could do it. And I got so freaking mad at him. I was so mad at him, LT. I was actually giving Lisa all kinds of like hot water, salt water, anything I could to get her voice back because she had strep throat. And I had to do it. And that mentorship plays a big part because if I wouldn't have did that, man, I probably wouldn't even be where I'm at today, being able to do what I do today. Because that was the beginning. Because that one step right there actually started pushing me to get in front of the room. One of my mentors always said that when you get in front of the room, your check go up. And then you get in the front of the room. The goal of it is eventually work your way to the front, then work your way back to the back. And that's from mentorship. You mentor other people to actually replace you. That's what makes this profession so powerful.
Powerful. You know, speaking of coaching and things like that, I know you have a superstar son. Well, I watched the video last night. He's amazing. He reminds me of Flash, man. I mean, the distance was so far between him and him. I can see where he's going to get better. It's going to be phenomenal. But I also see that his father and his mother have played a major role as far as hard work. You know, hard work and smart work and things like that. Tell me a little bit about you and Lisa. Congratulations, by the way, on Sunday. 29 years, bro. I would have never thunk it until you told me that, you know, but that's phenomenal. Tell me about the role that Lisa plays in your life, your queen.
I mean, you know, even from the videos, LT, you know, I was doing a 14-day video challenge and, you know, I shared it before. And, you know, me and Lisa and my son was on our way to the gun range. And I was telling Lisa about all these ideas and stuff. And she just challenged me. She said, I don't want to hear that crap. Just do it. And I tried to change the subject, but she kept pushing me. And then even from that standpoint, I was like, well, you know what? My wife wanted me to do it. I'm just going to do it. Right. And even to like now. So the person that always, you know, you said mentorship, right? I got a coach. I got somebody that's been very successful in this industry, just coaching me and cutting that learning curve, right? Mm-hmm. But the driving point, what people don't get about me is Lisa. I mean, that's the driver. You know what I'm saying? That's the person that pushed me to actually be great. You know, anytime that something come up or some kind of adversity comes on a challenge, she always back there pushing me like, you can do it or whatever, right? Or she put me in an uncomfortable situation where it's very uncomfortable, where I don't have a choice but to do it. So she plays a very big key into me, man, you know, focusing on going after my dreams and goals with everything I got, especially like even right now, LT, you know, we talked not too long ago, man, I'm actually on a run, a real serious run, you know, to actually do some crazy stuff over the next like 120 days. And not only that, you know, in between this, be able to change a lot of people's lives while I do it. You know what I'm saying? So she plays a key part of everything, bro. 29 years. Golly, I met her over 30 years ago, man. We've been together for a long period of time. And wow. I mean, she's the key factor in what makes me go. Her and my kids. You know, I got my son is a freaking beast in the track. Then I got a daughter that's 28, and also I got a granddaughter that's 9. So anytime I don't feel like doing something, or I try to get it, don't feel like working, or I'm going after something really big, I just think about, you know, I look over and I look at Lisa, and then I think about my daughter, and I think about my son, and I think about my granddaughter, and I'll be like, man, you know what? F the excuses, let's make it happen.
Wow. So you definitely have a burning desire, a motivation, an inspiration in your family that plays a big role, which most successful people have that. If they have a wife, a child, or something like that, I always share with people as well, Troy, that, you know, it's not about you all the time. It's about looking at something you love. That love will set you on fire. If you feel like you're failing your wife, that should get your ass started. I mean, put some fire underneath of you to do something to make her happy, or I shouldn't say make her happy, but put her in a happier place. Let me ask you this. What's your favorite book, Troy? What's your favorite book to read as far as personal development that you could recommend to people? Okay.
And then when you said that, I know you got a Think and Grow Rich group that they need to follow, but this is one of my favorite books. And what I did now, because I was reading a lot of books, and because like I said, LT, I'm on a crazy run, right? So my time is so compressed right now. So what I do is I get up in the morning at about 5:50, I'm in the gym, and I started listening to audio books, right? And I usually read Think and Grow Rich every year, the first of the year. But now I actually bought the audio, and I'm listening to the audio book. So awesome. And I'm constantly like growing, man. I mean, because I one of the things that I've learned a long time ago was one of my first mentors. Her name was Lisa, and not my wife Lisa, but another Lisa. And I used to always be like, man, I need to get leaders. I need to get leaders in my business, right? And she laughed at me one day and she said, Troy, to get leaders, you got to become a leader. And she said the way you become a leader is you work on your business. I mean, you work on yourself more than you work on your business. You grow because people attract to strong leadership. They attract to people that they feel that's going somewhere, not somebody
Absolutely.
that's just, just right there. And sometimes, you got to step back in order to go a little farther, though. You know what I'm saying, LT?
So what is your vision for, let's say, in the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself in business in the next 5 years? I mean, you and your family and your business in the next 5 years, based on the package that you're developing every day. Where do you see that person, Troy McKnight, in the next 5 years?
I mean, the next 5 years, LT, I mean, man, I see the company I'm in for a fact having the fastest and the biggest team in the company. I see in the next 5 years changing at least like, I don't know, 100 people's lives financially. And not only that, health-wise too, because I truly believe that your health is your number one wealth. We talked about that before. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have health, you don't have anything. My end game, I don't even know where the end game is. I mean, you told me one day you could see me actually speaking to a whole lot of people. You don't even see network marketing as my end game. So I don't know if it's my end game, but I know one thing, I'm going to keep working on myself. I'm going to keep becoming better. I'm going to keep getting stronger because I want to make an impact in a lot of people's lives. And I want to show people no matter what, if they believe in themselves, and sometimes it takes somebody else to believe in you more than you believe in yourself, you can accomplish anything that God put you here to accomplish.
That is true. I was listening to, in the morning, sometimes I get these alerts from like YouTube, and I'm subscribed to so many channels, but I got a alert from I think it was Bob Proctor, and he was telling his story. And I hear this story so much, where people talk about where somebody came into their life and just start saying things about them, good things, because you can say negative things about somebody, and if they're not in the right mindset and they receive that, I call that voodoo. The word voodoo means pessimistic. That's what voodoo does. And they receive that. But if you have a strong mindset and you just receive the good, I think Bob Proctor was talking about where his mentor said something to him. He could see more in him than he saw in himself. And my wife tells me that all the time. And I'll just say something just, and it's actually factually true. When I see the way you're working, I'm like, this brother's going to be so, I mean, his work ethic, his attitude, he's got everything that I've been reading about in the books. He's just rolling with it, boy. He don't care what anybody says. All the haters out there saying what they want to say. And it's true, man. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I see not just network marketing or entrepreneur, but I see you blessing. You're already blessing a lot of people because you're on there. You're showing people what it actually takes. You've harvested, you've manifested the book, Think and Grow Rich. You're literally developing, thinking, and growing, which means activating, growing rich. Anyway, that's what I believe. And just so, let me see, I wrote down some other stuff here. So what is that? Let's just say entrepreneurship. How could you advise somebody that wants to be an entrepreneur? I mean, where would their first step be in becoming an entrepreneur? What do you think it is?
Well, the first thing I would do, I would look and see, if I wanted to get in the home business profession, because that's where I'm at, right? So I would tell them, if they wanted to get in this profession, find somebody that's doing it. Don't just sign up with somebody just to be signing up with somebody. We talked about mentorship. You got to sign up with somebody that's going to lock arms with you and really help you walk through this journey, right? Because as this entrepreneurship journey, and you've been in longer than I have, LT, like I said, 19 years for me next month. It is like this. It's a roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? You get in companies, some companies go out of business. You join a program that could be a good program, but the leadership might not be there. One of the second company I joined, we did pretty well, but I watched the team come in there because the leadership was stronger than the leadership I was involved in. They created a lot of millionaires, right? So you just got to, one of the things, make sure you joining the right people. Make sure you teaming up with somebody that really care about people, and mentorship is the key. That's really the key to success. And you got to be strapped in. You got to be ready. And you got to know why you're doing what you're doing, because it's not going to be easy. You're going to come up with challenges, adversities, death. All kinds of stuff can happen in your life, through that journey,
Absolutely.
So you got to be ready. And that dream and that goal, whatever you're going out there, it's got to be big. And at some point, when you turn like, me and LT age, LT 40, but when you see the LT, I ain't even dyed the beard. I told
what? I cut mine off.
I told somebody, I used to dye mine. I told somebody I was probably going to die in the next couple of days. But when you get to this age right here, it's really about, like I said, making that impact, man. You know, so if anybody out here looking at this and you're in the home business profession, just take it from that standpoint, that it's all about how many other people can you help. And if you're considering getting in this profession, I know LT looking at some different things now. You most definitely want to reach out to him. But if you want to really team up with somebody that might can activate that dream inside of you, activate you to go after your dreams and goals with everything you got, not going to take no excuses and going to be there pulling you every step of the way and help you. Hey, shoot me a message. You know, shoot me a message. Let's talk. Maybe I have something for you. Maybe I don't. But it's a roller coaster, man. You got to make sure you partner with the right people.
Yeah, I agree. You know, you use the terminology roller coaster, and I think people need to realize when they walk into an amusement park, the roller coaster is normally the #1 event. It's like the main attraction in any amusement park. It's the biggest, you know, structure in there that's sticking out, and it looks intimidating, but yet at the same time, it's the most exciting ride. So when people get on this roller coaster, one thing that you have to realize is that some people will scream their brains out and enjoy it and enjoy the up and downs. You know, they're the ones with the right attitude. They're so excited and enthusiastic. And then some people will be excited and enthusiastic about getting on it, but they get on a ride and, you know, they lose their wig and they throw up on everybody. They get sick. That is part of this business, man. Being involved in the home business, It is up and down. The strong ones finish the ride. They want to get back on again. In other words, entrepreneurship takes a little bit of insanity behind it.
A lot of it, not a little bit.
It takes a lot of it, but you got to enjoy the ride. You got to enjoy the ride, and the way to do that is to work on your mindset, like you do, reading the books every day. What's your favorite chapter in Think and Grow Rich?
I guess about desire, man.
Okay, the first step.
By burning desire. And at the same time, too, LT, you know, you gotta because it's a roller coaster, just like you said, right?
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, you know, it's easy to go get a job. I mean, you go get a job, you just go do whatever they want you to do at the job, right? Yeah. But in this game right here, it's kind of like you said, it's an emotional roller coaster. I mean, it can be challenging. It can be a lot of adversity, but the reward is greater. Mm-hmm. So this is for a message to anybody that's an entrepreneur now that might be thinking about giving up. And maybe you have a part-time job. Maybe you're doing your business part-time and you just want to quit and just focus on your job full-time. Or maybe you stepped in the game full-time and you're doing pretty well and you want to go back to just having a job because you might be at a challenging spot, right? That's easy, man. Mm-hmm. But that job is not going to get you to your dreams and goals, because if you're in this profession, if you're doing this, if you're in the home business profession, you're here because God has you here for a reason. Wow, I mean, there's no coincidences. So don't give up on your dreams and goals. You got to roll that roller coaster. I mean, we all go through it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, but the reward on the other side, wow. I mean, you get to live the life for your dreams. You be able to take your kids, your wife, the trips and stuff, be able to enjoy time with your friends, because the whole bottom line of it is, just like LT, it's not necessarily about the money. It's about the freedom. Mm-hmm. What you could do, you talked about it last night, taking, trips and stuff with Susan, y'all going all over. You don't want to wait till you on a walker or nothing like that. You want to take care of yourself too, where you can get around. So man, it's a roller coaster, but it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
That's what keep me going, bro. I mean, and I've talked to a lot of 7-figure earners. I even talked to some people that earn 8 figures in this industry. All of them said, even while they was making a lot of money, they got frustrated to a point where they want to give it all up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they didn't, and everybody get to that point. So if you're at a point, whoever looking at this, if you're at a point in your life where you just look at it like, man, this is just too hard, I want to give up. Don't give up.
Right. Yeah, it's true. I mean, if you look at some of one example that's easy to go back on is Michael Jordan. Things happen in your life where when his dad passed away, he didn't feel like he could play basketball anymore. Remember, he took off for the whole season. Yeah. But probably woke up one night, his dad was probably tapping him on the shoulder, get your ass back over there. You're a champion. You're the legend. Get back in the game. That's where you belong. So life has a way of challenging you and bringing you back stronger. But let me ask you this. 19 years ago, when you were working in the car shop,
I was an electrician.
It's so funny. Your life kind of plays. I mean, if you listen to the story of Edison, you listen to the story of Henry Ford. It's funny. Henry Ford worked in the car shop. Edison worked with electricity. Brother, you on the road. You got both of those worlds. What would you tell that Troy McKnight 19 years ago, being who you are today, who you've become today? What would you tell that person, even though you rolled into your dream? would you do anything different? What would you tell that person, Troy McKnight?
Be great, man. I wouldn't do anything different. It's all part of the journey. You know,
Wow.
even through this roller coaster, I remember sometimes I used to sit back and think, you know, when it was challenging, adversity was coming, maybe the money wasn't coming in like it's supposed to be coming in, or I was building a business having a hard time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used to think, what if I wouldn't have found this and I would have just kept being an electrician, right?
Uh-huh.
I would have been great as an electrician, no doubt about it, because of my work ethic. The work ethic was there. You know, Lisa was out there helping me, right? But
Mm-hmm.
what makes this profession so powerful is that if I own my own electric company, right? And that would have been my dream for God to have me do that. But that wasn't. It was for me to do what I do right here. But
Mm-hmm.
if I would have owned my own electric company, my employees would have never had the opportunity to make more money than me. In this profession right here, you know, you can actually find somebody and coach them and mentor them, and they can actually come in and they can make more money than you. I've had that happen to me several times where I brought people on my team and their business, you know, grew, and I got a percentage, but they checks was bigger than mine. So this is where I'm supposed to be, man. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change nothing about the journey. I wouldn't change nothing about the journey from meeting, you know, the love of my life, my wife, my kids, you know, this network marketing profession, the company I'm involved in now. It's all part of it, bro. And even 5 years from now, if I end up speaking on stage to a lot of people outside of this profession or training or whatever it is, that's where I'm supposed to be. But right now, I just can't see myself doing nothing else but this. I can't even see myself being involved in another company but this company. That's how passionate I am about it, because I know how many people's lives we're gonna change.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what I believe that what you're doing and what you're saying is bigger than any company, bigger than who you are. You fill the room. That's the challenge. You know, that's the challenge of a company being involved with any type of opportunity. Some people just fill the room. I mean, they're bigger than their company. They're bigger than, because your passion is to help other people, and what you're saying will affect people not involved in entrepreneurship. What you're saying probably won't seep down into the minds of people that have jobs that they hate until maybe a month later. That's the thing about planting seeds with people and saying what you're saying. So people need to realize that some things don't affect you until later in life. But hey, Troy, you know what? Let me see what else that I wanted to cover. I got you. What are your goals over the next six months to a year as far as your business? Where do you see? Let's just say in the next 6 months, where are you going to be in the next 6 months? I know you're going to be online. That's what you're doing. But what do you see as far as your particular company? I mean, you can use it, whatever you want to say.
So you're talking about, for me, the next 6 months. I set a goal this year, because a lot of times people that's in our profession, they set, you know, goals like, man, I'm gonna help, you know, 10 people make $10,000 a month or $5,000 a month or whatever, right?
Right.
My goal over the next 12 months is to help 30 people create a residual income of $1,000 a month.
Okay.
So 30 people how to make $1,000 a month, because I know by showing 30 people how to make $1,000 a month, I just changed 30 people's lives, right? And out of that 30, some of them gonna get to 1,000 and be like, man, this was a little work, but now I want to make 2,000. Or now I really believe that I can replace my income. You know what I'm saying? So just take it a little bit, baby steps. And I already got a few people right on that verge of right there. And it's just January. We're just getting started. The team, man, the fastest growing team in the company. You know, before it's over with, create as many 6 and 7 figure money earners as possible in this company. When people say this company, when they say the name of the company, you know, I don't name companies. When they say the name of this company, they think of Team Destiny. That's the name of my team. They don't, when they associate that team with that company is because of that team. That's why I grow. That's why I read books. That's why I talk to people like you. That's why I go to events to keep showing myself to become great, where I can make an impact in other people's lives. For me, it's truly all about making an impact in other people's lives, because I know if I make an impact in enough people's lives, I'm gonna get what I want. You know, me, Lisa, and my kids. You know, my kids see that what's possible. They start sitting back saying, you know what? If my grandfather did this, or my dad did this, or my, you know, mom and dad did this, man, we could do anything. You see what I'm saying? From where we came from. I mean, from the hood.
Absolutely. That makes a lot. I say that about my dad. You know, it's like, you know, how did the pandemic affect your business? How did that, you know, affect your business? Did it get better, worse? Is it the same?
It really made it. I mean, in the beginning, because what happened is I had got offline. So I was doing a lot of meetings and stuff, like one-on-ones. We had an office here. People go to office, right? And so I had to readjust to, like, you know, like, man, I got to start doing a lot of Zooms and stuff, right? But it really affected our business in a good way because we're in the health and wellness profession and we got great products that can help people, boost their immune and stuff like that, right? And also, it really helped my business because it made me focus more online because I can reach people online. Like we in New Zealand, we in Japan, we out, all over the United States. It's just more easier and faster. LT, you remember, you've been in there longer than me, bro. We used to have to work leads. We sit there and make calls. We had to bomb and stuff. Now, with the power of social media and what we have our fingers on, man, we can connect with people all over the world. I know for a fact that I got my friend named DC Mike. DC Mike is in freaking Nigeria. I know he gonna look at this. Back then, when I first started in this industry in the early 2000s, ain't no way I could have touched nobody in Nigeria like this.
No way. We were using VHS tapes.
And cassette tapes. So, one of the things I was on a Facebook Live the other night when Cedric was doing it, this guy Cedric Harris, and he was talking about people, whoever looking at this, and if you were in our profession, I challenge you to get out of your way, turn on the camera on your phone, and start doing lives and stuff because you're going to reach more people. It's more powerful than just putting a message on Facebook. Ain't nothing like, going live where people can feel you. I got a quote that it says, do not be heard, be felt.
That's powerful.
I mean, that's powerful. So LT, when I come on here, I'm not trying to be heard. I want people to feel that freaking energy because that energy is going to be insane. Now, if I come on here and I'm like this, hey, I don't even get on like this. I got to get on. I got to be fired up because I don't want to be heard. I want people to feel it. I want them to feel that passion. So when you're talking to somebody about your business, whoever looking at this, they got to feel you. They gotta feel you. And I was having a discussion. We're gonna wrap this up with one of my friends this morning, one of my best friends and business partners. And I was telling them, and a lot of people don't like to hear this, people don't buy companies, people buy people.
And if they do buy a product and company, it's for a short term. It's when they find out who the people are.
One of my other mentors used to say this right here, LT. People join for the money, but they stay because of the feeling.
That is true. And feeling, it's so funny. I'm actually listening to an audiobook by a gentleman named Neville Goddard, and it's called Feeling is the Key. Feeling is the key. Vision. Vision is thoughts in pictures in your mind. When people can attach to that with an emotional aspect, if you look at the top influencers, the top people on TV or media, they're the ones that can touch people's hearts. Whether it's Oprah, whether it's Barbara Walters, whether it's anybody, if they're the ones that open up their house and where you can walk in with the influencers, just like, they're laying in bed and they're showing a live video, when they look their worst, people can attach to that. But hey, Troy, and kind of ending here, what is the one thing that you can share with people today, something that they can do today to start their desire, that starting point of all achievement Napoleon Hill talks about? If they have the desire, what is the one thing they can do to keep moving forward? Because a lot of people right now are going through so much. People have become, I shouldn't say negative, but they're losing hope in today's society when it comes to jobs, when it comes to anything that you can share with somebody in closing today.
One thing I can share with somebody, LT, because I am a believer, you know what I'm saying?
Big.
And I believe that you got to pray really hard today. I really believe you got to lean on Jesus like Christ like never before, especially with what's going on in today's society. And I believe like if you're in this profession, man, you got to be willing to go through a lot to actually be successful, especially like you said, because of the day so many people are so confused. They don't know what they want to do. They don't know if they want to lose their job. They don't know if the world coming to the end. So it makes it more challenging today to actually do something like this. But all you got to do is find a handful of people that want to change their life and just keep your faith and keep your belief and understand that it's not going to be easy. And if you want to like get your mind right and get that burning desire going, I would highly just suggest, if you haven't read the book, read the book, Think and Grow Rich, download the audio for it can help you develop your mind. And one of the key factors is, sometimes you got to slow down because, Jim Rohn used to say it best, you got to work harder on yourself than your business. And then what he meant by that, you constantly got to grow because like we talked about, it's a roller coaster. So I would just ask, tell people to pray, man, and just understand this game that they really got to work harder on themselves and they got to get around people like LT. I mean, they got to get around the energy. They can't be you got to position yourself around people that's already gone where you're trying to go or going where you're trying to go. And most people, I always say eagles don't Eagles don't hang with ducks, man, and chickens. You know what I'm saying? So you got to try to figure out how to get around some eagles, how to get around some people that's going somewhere that can inspire you when it get challenging and when it get hard. You know, if you have a bad day and I want to get motivated, I can pick up my phone and I can call LT. You know, he can motivate me and inspire me. I actually, you know, I got a coach, you know, and I can actually call him, you know, on days that he ain't supposed to coach me, and he can tell me, hey, keep going, because all of us gonna have bad days. Everybody gonna go through storms. Everybody gonna have challenges. Everybody gonna have bad days. Even myself. You guys see me. Some days I get on here and I be freaking feeling like y'all guys be thinking I'm jacked, but it's probably something going on in the background. You don't have a clue. I mean, really don't have a clue what's going on in my life. Even to the day, you know, it could be things. I can get off this right now. Shoot, my son could call me with some bad news or something like that. But guess what? I'm still gonna talk to my business partners. I'm gonna still build my business, and most people not gonna know what's going on. So you got to you just got to pray, and you got to understand that life is going to throw stuff your way, and you just got to be able to deal with it. And you got to have a pushing force. You got to have something bigger than you that's driving you. If somebody just said, man, I'm chasing the money is money, a Y at the end. Why? This got to be like for your wife, your kids, maybe it's your husband. I don't know what it is. It's got to be something driving you besides just the money. Otherwise, you're gonna fail. You know, that's why so many people quit.
Right.
They don't have the right reason.
He's talking about the paper money, not me.
No, not money. No, not LT.
Hey, Troy. You know what, man, brother? You are as real as they come. You're a blessing to a lot of people, man. I'm excited to see where you're going to be in the next 6 months, 5 years, 10 years, man, because I truly and honestly believe that you're going to have everything you desire, and then some. You, Lisa, and Troy, number 2. Hey, man, you're a blessing to a lot of people. I just share with people watching this is that, you know, if you're looking for somebody to plug into, if you're looking for somebody to connect, the right energy, the right leadership, the right mentorship, and gives you the best opportunity to pursuing your dreams and will stick by you along the way. Hey, see it for yourself. Troy's online almost every day, if not every day during the week. And everything that he says is coming from his heart, who he is. You get an opportunity to meet Lisa. You get the best part of the whole. she is the queen. I've met Lisa, and I'm telling you, she is, you know what? She is just, I mean, radiating. You guys just radiate the right energy. And if people are looking forward to get with the right company, yell at Troy, you know, inbox him online. Hey, Troy, it's been a privilege, man. It's been a pleasure talking to you, brother. And I'm looking forward to doing this again, man.
Yeah, most definitely. Next time we do it, I got to interview you, LT, because I mean, you got some powerful stories too. And I know you actually, and one thing about it is, before we wrap this up, I want to thank each and every one of you for taking time out. I know this was a little long, but I want to actually share my story. It was the LT ideal. But man, you most definitely want to follow LT too. You want to follow him on Facebook. I mean, he be going live. He put out some good content. He got a group that's called Think and Grow Rich, right, LT, on Facebook?
You got it. Think and Grow Rich Mastermind. Yep.
Yep. You can actually join his group. He talks about the chapters and stuff in his book, because I mean, this book was written a long time ago. It's the key to a lot of success. So with that, guys, I want to thank each and every one of you guys, and God bless. And I will be back tomorrow. Golly, tomorrow I got two Facebook lives, 2 different interviews. It's crazy. But with that, guys, have a good one,
brother.